Have you seen any correlation between companies that embrace these principles and their performance?
Yes, we have. There are a number of studies out there on this issue. We have found in general that companies that look like America, American companies that look like America, are better positioned in the long run to make proper decisions and are well-managed companies. There are plenty of studies out there. You can take a look at our website on that aspect. I'd also like to say that this is literally hot off the press. And I have the first copy. This should be published on our website today.
Great.
A survey of corporate diversity practices of the S&P 100. S&P 100 is basically the 100 largest companies in the United States. And if you take a look at that, we actually looked at the diversity practices of those companies and found very interesting developments. In general, we found that there was a lot of progress on understanding the importance of diversity and commitment to diversity, but there was also a lot of challenge. And one of the biggest areas was around disclosure. And working in the sustainability world, we know that sunshine is the best disinfectant, and disclosure is key. And we found that very few companies, in fact, it was only about 37% disclosed EEO1 data, which is their demographic data. We also found real problems that the C-suite is very difficult to reach. In fact, of the 100 companies, most of them, and it was approximately 92 of them, had CEOs that were Caucasian males.
Sure.
So it's still a long way to go, but we are finding that when companies look like America, when more than half the world's population are women, that to reflect the diversity is increasingly important in the workplace.
Yes. Work like this and the Calvert principles and hopefully this website also serve to create a venue to promote and encourage more women or other diverse groups to get engaged, because I think part of that skew has been because we felt like it's an exclusive club to the CEO or the C-suite. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that the issue then becomes, you know, what is the leadership? What do women bring within the leadership of a company? Is a leader that is a male different? I mean, is it a different quality that it brings than a woman? And there's a lot of debate around that, and I don't think we need to make any sweeping generalizations about that. But I think there are certain certain qualities that women bring with respect to collaboration, partnership, multitasking, which is very much part of our lives, particularly those women who have families and are able to multitask constantly in their personal life, and collaborate and encourage people and basically be sort of natural humanitarians, I think. And they can bring that aspect to the leadership.
I think that makes a lot of sense, and I've said in some of my writing on this site as well that there is a particular skill set that maybe while not exclusive to women, it has traditionally been termed as maybe more feminine skills.
Yes.
And partnership was one that you brought up. I also think one of the things that you all have done is you're not creating this isolated in your own vacuum. You're reaching out to the United Nations. You're reaching out to different groups who are experts in this area.
Correct. And I think that one of the aspects of SRI, what we call sustainable and responsible investing, is really looking at not just the research and analysis of companies and engaging with companies, but engaging with the greater world. What is sort of, in our terms, what we call multi-stakeholder groups or multi-stakeholder processes, where we bring in groups with divergent views. We have labor unions at the table, we have nonprofits at the table, we have companies, largest companies in the world at the table, you know, we have investors, we have the government. We engage with the U.S. government through the State Department often on many of these policy issues. We're on the Hill lobbying for transparency in revenues of the extractives companies, the revenues that extractives companies pay to foreign governments, particularly those with poor governance or regions in conflict. So we are able to use a lot of different tools and a lot of different strategies to engage companies. There is no one way that is necessarily correct or the right way, but we have an array of tools that we can use, from direct company contact, multi-stakeholder engagement, engagement with the government, engagement with international bodies like the UN, to be able to get the message out.
That's